Know the world famous Soweto township, of course, in Johannesburg. It's looking to transform itself at the moment into an economic hub. After much research, the Soweto Economic Transformation Indaba has found that Soweto's economy is actually valued at a whopping 400 billion rand and counting. However, many of its residents and businesses are just not benefiting from this. The Indaba takes place at the Grace Bible Church on the 6th of October, and to speak to us ahead of this event, we're joined in studio from the Lighthouse Economic Development Institute, Thabo Nkhasi, the Director of Strategy and Business Development, and the CEO, Gugulethu Xaba. Again, gentlemen, thank you. Thanks for being with us here on the program. In the previous hour, we painted a little bit of a picture as to the situation in Soweto and why it was important to have an Indaba like this. But when we left you chatting, just talking about the dire situations that a lot of the residents find themselves in. And I mean, when you look at a number of the economy valued at 400 billion rand, that should never be the case, should it?
Absolutely. And if you look at the unemployment rate, it's shocking. So people of Soweto decided to organize themselves, especially business forums, of which we are currently engaging with. We have about 17 business forums in Soweto. For the first time in the history of Soweto, under the new dispensation, business forums in Soweto came together to work as a united force. So we already had a pre-Indaba on the 5th of September, where an opportunity was awarded to them for them to deliberate on the matter. So there were serious, challenges which were raised, and Soweto has resolved in that meeting. I think the resolutions will be presented on the 6th of October. But what it's important to note, Leanne, people of Soweto, especially the business forums, they are saying, look, we are tired of being spectators, and because there's quite a huge white monopoly in Soweto, hence they are not participating in that economy.
Talk to me about the white monopoly in Soweto. I mean, how do they operate? How does it work?
I can make an example, Leanne. 5 months ago, security sector came together, where small businesses who are into security sector, they came together and formulated their own security association. And because the challenge is, you have in government facilities, you have one company that is providing that service, and it's not on. And the people also who are employed, we are not saying people from outside Soweto must not get employment there, but you look at the ratio there, and people of Soweto are not even near the participation or maybe getting employment there. So it's one sector that we are focused on. We have you can go around Soweto. We've made also a research. In most of the townships, you find that there's only 2, if maybe 3 shopping centers, but Soweto has 7 shopping centers. And people of Soweto are not getting employed there.
And that's not the way it should be.
Maintenance into those shopping centers are done by companies from outside
external
Soweto.
Companies, which it should be. You should be enriching the residents in the area. Let's talk about this Soweto Transformation Charter that is going to be obviously introduced, financed. Again, talk to me about this. How's it going to work?
Thanks, Leanne. We've got a number of objectives that we want to achieve after this. This is actually just at the beginning. It's not an Indaba as your talk shops that have been happening in the country for a long time, where we simply come together, we talk, and then after that, that's it. This for us is marking a critical juncture in Soweto, and in Soweto's economy in particular, where people on the ground, as Thabo has put it, they've organized themselves, because we believe that the narrative should be, Soweto by Sowetans in terms of participating inclusively on matters of business. So the charter will be signed basically amongst the key partners. That will be government, that's going to be private sector, and the community of Soweto. which will spell out clearly how we need to move forward from here in terms of participating on each and every sector and subsector of economy. As Thabo has just made an example of a security sector. You've got that particular sector. We regard actually Soweto as being a mine where all people just come in and mine out and leave Soweto. It's contributing a partly 4.5%, for instance, to the gross value add of Johannesburg.
Yeah.
And yet it forms 45% of the community of the city of Johannesburg. So Sowetans are not just needing employment. They need to be employers. They need to be creating employment. So the notion of, malls are being built and then people are employed, really it's good on the other side. But on the other side, you need to know who owns those malls. People of Soweto wants to participate in the ownership of those malls. And two, who supply those malls with the food that Sowetans are eating.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a food chain. The whole
Indeed.
thing is a food chain. There's also the talk of a Soweto stock exchange. Now, this is going to be interesting because I need you to explain this to me. Gugu, do you want to take this one? Or Thabo? I leave it to both of you. Gugu, go for it.
You want to take it, Thabo? Okay. I think that one has been a resolution which was debated and passed, I think, in the provincial circles here in Gauteng. The key thing here is about the participation of Sowetans in the stock market. You've got 97% of the stock market, as stats tells us, which is talking to the white monopoly capital that Thabo is talking about, which is white owned, and 3%, those are figures that are out there. So we need a lot more Sowetans participating in the stock market. Obviously, it's still a long way to go because we've got only one Johannesburg stock exchange in the country. Yeah. Whereas when you go to other countries, we've got more than one stock exchange.
Yeah.
So we are starting on a journey, basically, of eventually coming out with a stock market that is going to be, working parallel with the bigger stock market. But for now, it's a question of how do we let Sowetans in business participate? Because people only think to invest the money, to get return on investment is when you have to save your money in the bank. There's other ways, other assets, instruments that you can use to ensure that you maximize on your investment. So this is a holistic approach when it comes to an issue of sort of economic participation and inclusion right across the spectrum.
All right. Just a final note. There's also going to be a golf day, I believe, in all of this. I mean, the golf day, how is this going to be associated and how's it going to work?
Okay. The purpose of the golf day it will be used as a fundraising tool, where because we'll be launching also a Soweto Enterprise Development Laboratory. So the golf day, we're urging companies, government to come and participate so that we are fundraising so that we can get those funds to work for Sowetans in terms of economic development laboratory.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a great thing and something that's hopefully going to transform a lot of businesses, because I mean the idea is to change businesses.
Yes.
It's to do a very important thing. And I mean, I was mentioning one of our business owners, and she's actually sitting over there, and I wish I could get her. In fact, Lele, can I ask you to come into shot? I don't know if she's mic'd up. I don't think she is, but I'm putting her on the spot here a little bit, because this is really for people like Lele. Lele, I'm going to give you the standby mic.
Yeah.
I'm inviting Lele in. I know no one even knows this. Lele, come and have a seat with us. Come and have a seat with us. Lele you run a business in Soweto, yes. And the whole idea is to bring businesses together, is for you to benefit out of it. But I know that you also do a lot of road shows. So how does your business perform in Soweto? And honestly, how does it do? I'm speaking to the mic.
Okay. When we started, it was a bit difficult because people were very skeptical of coming to Soweto and even trusting the quality that they will find in Soweto. Yeah. But through word of mouth and social media, we have traffic these days. I can't say it has picked up.
Yeah.
But we know we can do better than that, but we're getting there.
I mean, the thing is that we're talking about is the fact that it needs to be sustainable. You need to get rich doing what you do, because you do amazing stuff. But just being in Soweto, operating a business, do you think you could? Do you think you could get rich, or do you have to do 1,000 other things just to try and compensate for perhaps people not wanting to support you there?
Yes, that's why we even go out, do a lot of pop-ups, because we can't just rely on the income from the local shop only. Yes. So we're forced to go out every month and go to the people, because not everybody is able to come to our store.
I mean, are these common stories that you're hearing? The small businesses that Lele's got.
I think from my opening statement, this is what I was referring to. Soweto has potential.
Yes.
We have skilled people there, but they need exposure. They need exposure. So these are some of the cases that we are working on. But also just to note, Leon, I think on records to say, Soweto people has actually signed a memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, on the 12th, on Tuesday, to say they will be working as a united force, and also they are also giving a mandate to the Lighthouse Economic Development Institute to advocate on their behalf, because their voice are not heard out there.
Yeah.
So I think moving forward we'll have to engage with my sister here.
I think so too. Yeah. I think it's vitally important.
Yeah,
Gugu?
I just want to say thanks to Omakot. You're looking beautiful.
Yes. And this is the reality, and I think this was what this was all about.
Yes.
And I think it's important to say this, is that, you look at somebody like me, I am just a white girl from a northern suburb here in Joburg, and I mean, for me to embrace what's coming out of Soweto is so important, because this is the beauty that you get. And I'm not saying it's only in Soweto, I know it's everywhere, but it's embracing the cultures. It's supporting the things that come out of this country, which are incredible. They really are incredible.
Absolutely.
And this is exactly what Lele is doing.
Absolutely, and I think maybe it's fair to mention that this is a sector that we shall be focusing on as well.
Yeah.
The clothing and textile. I think I'm aware that the city of Johannesburg at some point commissioned a feasibility study to set up hugely in Soweto to try and assist this particular sector of clothing and textile. It's a sector that we'll be looking into in order to basically organize the people like Lele in Soweto so that they can be assisted and move to even export their material, export their products.
That's it.
And because it's a global economy. We are not just talking here about people from Soweto selling in Soweto, selling outside Soweto, selling in the region even, and selling overseas their products.
There you go.
Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you.
It was such a pleasure and honor having you here and doing what you did for me this morning. And I want everybody to support your business. Just give me your details again. Give us your telephone number and give us the website address that people can visit.
Okay, our telephone number is 011-058-8445. We're based in Orlando West, not far from the Hector Peterson Museum. And our Instagram, which is our most popular.
Yes, we've got 100,000 followers. That's how I found you.
It's _accessorize, and we're working on an online store.
There you go. All right. It's such a pleasure. Thank you. And thank you for being so hospitable. She didn't know who I was when I approached her, and she was so kind. And then I said to her, it is me from the morning show. She nearly died. But you were nice to me before you knew who I was, and those are the people I like. Thank you, guys. I wish you all the best with what's going on in Soweto.
Can I say one word? People who are interested to become part of the Indaba,
yes,
they can go on our website. It's www.ledi.org.za.
Okay.
So all the details, information is captured there. And our landline number is 011-941-3309.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. Thank you
Thank
so
you
very,
very
very
much.
much. All right.
Thank you.
We seem to be running late with everything this morning, but I hope you appreciate all this we've got to get through. It's just gone 8:30. Let's get the news headlines to you right now. Justice Minister